Yes, everybody, Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. It's finished. Aston Villa 2, West Ham 1. We are out of the cup, my friends. Out of the cup at the third round. And a strange game, really. For, you know, pretty much from the whole of the first half and the first sort of 60 minutes, we were pretty much in control. And Villa, I thought, were very, very poor. And then they started to wake up a bit, and we started to hang back a bit. Injuries again is it? I thought we were set up quite nicely with Fulkrug and Somerville, and they both obviously went off injured. And I think that invariably made a difference. To be honest, yeah, the goal that shouldn't have been, but obviously no VAR at all until the fifth round. And they wouldn't have got involved with the corner anyway, but a frustrating night because I thought we showed in that game more than we've shown in the whole first half of the season under Lopetegui. Despite the fact of only one training game, when training session, we'd moved to the back three. We'd had Somerville on a sort of left right wing back position, and I thought he was playing really well. And then unfortunately he gets injured. And then we get a situation where obviously before then Fulkrug got injured, and we saw again having that sort of central striker, and it was his knockdown which then invariably got down to Kudus, which went to Somerville, which ended up setting up the goal. Yeah, it was a strange game, but green shoots. Obviously, Ollie Scarl's fantastic, game for him, getting man of the match as well from a losing side as well. It's very unusual, but I thought he did really well, and I think Rashane Thomas called it, saying he was like the year 7 who just chills the year 11s in the football team, and he didn't look out of place at all. A couple of times maybe Leon Bailey got the better of him, but then he's not going to win every ball, every contest. I think there's definitely some green shoots. There's definitely some green shoots, and encouraging signs. Still some defensive frailties. We know that. We know there's issues with us defensively, and that's going to take time. But I thought we bossed most of that game, to be honest. Let's go through some comments and see what we've got. Ethan said it was going so well. It was indeed, my friends. It was going so well. Sadly, didn't get as far as he wanted to. Really, we was robbed. How can a linesman see the ball hit the West Ham player? Well, if buts and maybes, as I said, that should be the motto for our on our shirts. Anthony just gives love. We were bossing that game. If Fulkrug and Somerville stayed on a different game, I totally agree. Promising signs, though. Simon says, what was that commentary, Russ? What commentary? I wasn't listening to it. Shackles removed. I mean, you got. I think Lucas had a really good game. Again, playing that sort of, and they kept calling it an inside left position, but clearly there's some defensive. We've got a few players out, and it was Somerville being sort of a auxiliary sort of right wing back. I thought he played really well in a position sort of unsuited to him really naturally. And obviously bringing in Ollie again, a big sort of statement really with Ollie, because he could have put Cresswell in and played it easy, but he didn't, and that's really encouraging to see. Stefan said the first half of the game, I think we showed more. The second half of the game felt like every other game in the last 2-3 years. I think so. I think the catalyst was not having Somerville on. Bringing on Soufal made that side far too defensive. And then you saw the likes of Martson getting forward a lot more as well. In the first half, he was being pinned back quite a bit by Somerville. I thought was really good and really lively. Nice to see Kudus in the 10 position again. Again, a slight concern with me with Kudus for um, some of his decision making, but he's in the position we want to see. And to be honest, most of the second half, he was up top. They were almost playing two up top with Danny Ings. That was the issue for me. When Fulkrug went off, we haven't got that sort of focal point striker. Danny's not that type of player. And so we sort of had to make do. They was gagging for Villa to win. Well, they were in it. I mean, they had with a 150th thing and all that type of stuff. It wasn't a goal. Corner indeed. Danny Ings and Maverick Brown's never played for us again. I thought Mav had, to be honest, he got himself concussed. He did that deliberately, it seemed, to stop the play. He literally put his head in front of Morgan Rogers' foot. So fair play to the man. But yeah, great performance from the team, apart from Ings, who's amazingly bad at the one job he has. Was never a corner. I tell you what, Danny Ings would struggle to get into a pub side. Overall, good performance. Soufal sub cost us the game, unbalanced the whole defence. I totally agree. Proves we need the striker. It does prove we need the striker. Do we want Potter sacked now? No, not at all. Looked like we was more involved in the game than most games, but ref ballsed up. We did, and we seemed to be like wanting to playing the ball and this, and we had a bit of swagger about us in the first half. It was really nice to see. I was talking to my hairdresser this afternoon, and yes, I do get my hair cut. It only takes 2 minutes, but he was saying, I want more of those like the Newcastle game, where the games where you really had a go at them. And I thought Villa were very poor. I thought we were quite good, and for us, I think it wasn't even Villa. I don't think. I think it was our substitutions made the difference for Villa. And they were full substitutions in terms of the Fulkrug substitution. I think that massively curtailed our sort of link-up play from the striker, from the forward. And then Somerville coming off and bringing on Soufal. As it said, they unbalanced everything, and I think it did. Kind of glad that Potter got to see some of our issues. Hopefully he gets to bring in a few players. I think we need to now. We don't know, obviously, the severity of Fulkrug's hamstring. I would hope that Somerville, because he was hobbling, he did feel his hamstring and carried on playing, so he wasn't that severe. I hope it's a precautionary thing he was taken off for, because I think he's going to be critical to this Potter era in terms of his ability going forward. Even and I thought for him, he's more suited to a left wing back position, but as a sort of they don't play like wingers, about like wing backs. I mean, Somerville, they track back, but it's mainly on the attacking sense. And I think he's going to really thrive under Potter. Lost a bit in the middle, last 10 minutes. Yeah, I totally agree. Much better, but should have subbed Paqueta and Kudus sooner. We got tired. Maybe, but obviously towards the end, we went for it, didn't we, really? Bringing on Soler and stuff and Guilherme. Just been academy for the second half of the season. The game was lost due to poor officiating. Villa tails up. Alvarez should have gone off much sooner. Looked solid apart from... I thought he didn't have the worst game for us. We've seen him play a lot worse, haven't we, to be fair? Robbery, sorry, game-changing decision. That some of you going off. Got man of the match, you said he did. Rogers should have seen red, possibly. Yep, I think it was very condescending. How the commentary was surprised how well they really need to do their research. Yeah, I mean... you could say a little bit condescending. The fact is, they gave him man of the match as well, which is a massive thing, really, particularly for the losing side. He hasn't played a lot of football. He hasn't played a lot of first team football, and we know how good he is as a player. But I think outside of West Ham, not many people would have heard of him yet. So they would have heard about him today, that's for sure. Ings offered hardly anything. I agree. Scar's man of the match. Neither goal should have happened. Let's take the positives from that one. Indeed, Potter would have learnt the squad lacks depth. We need 2 new strikers now. Somerville was excellent. Pleased with goals. First half decent with Somerville. Second half showed Potter what the problems are. And I think that's fair enough. I think that's fair enough for me. There was obviously when we kicked off, a sense of optimism. And you can see that the players are playing with a bit more freedom, which was nice to see from us all. That's what we want to see. And then the second half, yeah, just sort of fell by the wayside a little bit. A little bit returned to factory settings. But enough for me to look forward to these 2 home games we've got coming up soon. Hopefully we come out of the situation, this with hopefully the injuries not being too severe. Obviously, we don't still have Bowen in the side and things like that. A fit Bowen to come back into the side, massively change things. A fit Todibo as well coming in. Emerson, Areola. I think that might offer you something more in a ball playing sort of perception as well. With Ings on, we were playing with 10 men. Get well, Russ. Strangling on to, oh, mate, he's awful. If Scars has got that sort of potential, how has he not been given a go before? Because I think the managers, I think Lopetegui was trying to play his people. I mean, he did play Scars a bit. But he's still young. And to be honest, that's the idea of the cup. The idea of the cup is the opportunity to do these types of things and play these types of games. And sadly, we're not in the cup now. But as I said, I've always said that I think Ollie's the most likely to be getting minutes this season, and proved right. Unfortunately, Kudus came and turned it. Totally agree. Thoughts on Kudus? Good and bad. We saw the Jekyll and Hyde, I think, of Kudus. He gave away the ball quite a lot, from loose passing. We did quite a few. We tried to, obviously, part of the game plan was to do these cross-field balls, and we didn't put enough on them. So there was a dozen times probably in the second half where we tried to do a cross-field ball, and he got cut out by Morgan Rogers, who was then on the offensive. But we kept on doing it. First, I'm majorly excited about the lineup and attacking play in the first half. Signs are good. Yeah, I agree. We've improved already. We do need a couple of players. Yes, we do. Paqueta was good for about 60 minutes and threw himself to the ground. Contributed to the winning goal. Yeah, because he sort of fell back and then Conte then managed to knock the ball across and, yeah. Close run man of the match between Scars and Somerville. Personally would have given it to Somerville. Unfortunately, he only played a half, didn't he? So that's probably right. Caduce, low football IQ. We're so poor in defence. Ref was a joke. If Focal stayed on, we'd go 2 up before half time. I totally agree. Ref had a bet on corners. We had the game, no corner indeed. When Inns came on, we was playing with 10 men. The corners are one of the worst decisions I've seen by a ref. We are mentally weak. That's what Potter needs to work. We collapsed too easy. Our West Ham fans just technophobic. Had a good game. Suf had a good aim. What about calling out? I don't think Suf had some good crosses. I think he changed the game coming on. Not his fault coming on for Somerville. I thought Suchek played okay. Got around a bit. Shame we didn't have Jarl on the bench instead of Ings. Jarl's too young, mate, to get knocked about. He may well get on the bench. Will he, though? Will he for Fulham? Probably not. More like to put Cam Schweier on than him. If we put the academy players on, maybe. With Falk and Antonio out, it means the focus will get striker more. I totally agree. Much better for the lads. They looked happier. They did look happier. Caduce lazy sounds so. We came out second half to try and defend. Felt we were more solid defensively. We know we parked like buses. We had a decent enough game, but do really want to become a defensive team. I don't think it's a defensive team. It's more about balance. You can't be gung ho offensively because we've conceded, as I said, I think on average 2 goals a game. So you're gonna have to score 2 goals just to get a point, or just to get to extra time on the cup. So it's about balance, and I think we could easily sort this balance out. We just need to get his defence sorted, whether it is bringing in another centre half or just working on the defence and defensive passage of play. And then we've got the attacking players to score goals. Our bench is one of the worst in the league. Well, I don't think so. Should have made subs sooner. Gap started appearing due to Paqueta and others tiring. Moyes going back. He is indeed one to Skulls, getting man of the match. We did nothing until the ref handed in the game. We need a striker, winger, midfielder. I agree. Let's go through some more comments. It was us after. If that was us, well, that was us after one pot of training session. Future's bright. I agree. Now, who said wasn't injury prone? Well, he's done his hamstring. That's not something which, I mean, some of it was done. It looked like he's done his hamstring as well. For me, Scars has to stay in the side as option for Emerson. Question on his third choice centre back only. Fulkrug off to Frankfurt this morning. No way now, mate. Poor decision by the ref. Can we recall any of Loney's? I don't. I think we can with Freddie Potts, but I don't know of the others, to be honest. We've already recalled Michael Forbes. We've recalled Levi Lang, but neither will be making the first team. They both would benefit dropping into the 21s. I don't know about the likes of Again and stuff. That's who I want back. I think he'd thrive under Potter on the left-hand side. A three of him, Kilman and Talibo. Whew. Game of two halves indeed. Thought we did good in the first half. Some of them impressed. Second half, we went back to the Loppy game. Feel optimistic about how money might get spent now. Just another 40 years until we win something. Hopefully not. Oh my God, are people dissing Kudus? Ings was utterly terrible. Yep, I agree. Ings was so uninterested. Biggest way forward is where is the clinical finishers? I agree. Some of them not long. He was great going forward and tracking back. I mean, an unusual position for him playing right wing back, but I thought he played really well. He just gave the ball away with bad decisions. I agree. He did give the ball away quite a bit. But such is life, unfortunately, with Kudus. I think he's the same as Paqueta. With Paqueta, you get some great moments, and then you get some stuff where he overplays it, and you take the good with the bad with him. The decision injuries change the game. Totally agree. Balance means getting rid of liability. Ings, I'm not dropping Ink, mate. I'm going to go soon. I'm just jumping on. So, some of it was like Bowen tonight, superb going forward. Losing Fulkrug cost us. Some of it needs to get a checkbook out. I heard one Loney didn't have a callback option. I don't know, to be honest. We need Kudus, but yeah, I think we do. I think we need Kudus on his game and playing as a 10 as well, which is what he did today, which was encouraging. And so, yeah. Well, good first half, second half slow. I'm not going to blame the manager. Danny Ings should put that one. He should have done. He had 2-3 charges at the end. Green shoots, promising signs after just one training session. Injuries cost us. Indeed, I agree. Some of us future club, not the marquee players, the lads who come from the championship. Now we can concentrate on the league. Well, we can now. I mean, also, it gives us a couple of weekends off as well. So the fourth round, we'll have a weekend off then because we won't be playing. So could be useful in terms of getting our players back. I think what's interesting is when we saw the starting lineup, it looked like we were playing four at the back, and then pretty much from the off, we played the three at the back with the wing backs. As I said, I thought Ollie had a really good game. Some of them had a great first half. I thought Paqueta looked like a little bit more swagger, like the old Paqueta. I thought Fulkrug looked like he was linking up well. Then obviously when injured, it was a link up play which set the goal up. Paqueta, great finish. Even in the first minute, he looked up for it, didn't he? He took that shot in the first minute, which could have maybe crept into the top corner. And I think we just need. I think there's enough there for me to look ahead to the Fulham game and the Crystal Palace game with some optimism. Yeah, I think it's it's a start. It's a start. But yeah, just a bit frustrating at the end. Get on to yeah, it it is actually, and it's when I'm tired. It gets. I think I might have a chest infection, so I'm going to have to go to the doctor and get some antibiotics. Um, we need fighters who go into the end like Bowen. Fight. I mean, Mavropanos. He got himself concussed, deliberately putting his head. You watch it. He got his head up and literally knocked it into Morgan. So he got stopped the play on a head injury. So yeah, injuries killed us today. Totally agree. Sujic can't be playing for us if he wants to progress. Paqueta looked after Scar's first half really well. Even though we lost, I'm proud of the boys. Best performance I've seen so far. Scar's the next Rice. Right, the thing is, Scars does play in a central midfield position for the under 21s alongside Lewis Orford. So, but I thought he looked really good. Didn't look out of place in our defence, to be fair. They said some of it was precautionary. That role is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Physically, he's got the fitness to do that. But it was precautionary. He did feel his hamstring, and then at half time made sense, particularly with the games coming up, because he's really needed in that position. If we get Potts back, he's better than we've got at the moment. I agree. He's smashing it at the moment. Get rid of Alvarez and bring in Potts, spend the money on a centre back and striker. Suchek was fine. One weak link in the side, and that was Danny Ings. Bring back Will Prowse and buy Fornals back. Russ, would you start Emerson or Skulls? I think Emerson's coming to the end of his time at West Ham. I think, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if a team like Roma come in for him. He was on. I think. Well, he must have had. I think he had a late fitness test today, which clearly he didn't pass. But I mean, you look at his side now with the likes of, Alvarez to come in, not Alvarez, Bowen to come back, with Areola, with Todibo, and I think you've got a good side. I think we've got a good side, and I think when you look at how well we've been playing, I thought it was a good game. I thought it was a good game, and there's plenty of green shoots to look forward to the next couple of league games, which is all that's important now. We've only got the league. We've got the league now, and try and get as high up in the league as possible, and see what we can do. We are a poor side, too many average players in the Premier League. We still need to rebuild. I think we will do. And now, in essence, he's got 6 months before we get to the end of the season, almost, or 5.5 months. This could be the longest pre-season in Graham Potter's life. He's now got 5 months to assess the squad, bring in a couple of players, and then in the summer, then start properly. What's news on Bowen? How long? I think Bowen, you're looking at getting back at February. I think it's time. Would have enjoyed the game tonight. Hard to see us winning without him. He would have. He'd have really enjoyed that game. And I think if Bowen was playing, he'd have played where Somerville was, and Somerville would have been playing probably instead of Ollie Scarles. Because clearly he had the option to have played Somerville on the right, on the left, and then would have played Kudus, but he played Kudus as a 10, which is, for me, where he needs to be playing. So it's just taken us that long to realise that, or not us to realise that, but from whoever's in the dugout to realise that. I would have played Josh Ajala instead of Ings, possibly. I mean, that is a massive gamble. Playing Josh, he isn't very strong at all. He's very spindly, very good in his age group, but very spindly. He needs a season on loan, getting knocked about by first division, second division defenders. 2 CDMs that can't play ball absolutely kill us. Personally, I think you'll end up seeing Alvarez alongside Soler, but Souček, he was the skipper. It was an easy choice to play him. I enjoyed that tonight. Ollie's become a Premier League player, indeed. I'll be promoting Junior Robinson ASAP. To be honest, that would have been my choice, Junior instead of Soufal. But again, the lad hasn't had any football from Premier League team, or any sniff really. Not even in the match day squad. So I don't know how far he's down the pecking order, but um, yeah, I think going forward, he's for me is a natural sort of successor to that right wing back. But the thing about the wing backs are under Potter is they tend to be more what's it more wingers than defenders. Hence Somerville. So where for me, Junior is more of a defensive player. My criticism: the wrong subs brought on changed the game. Would have had Russ. I could offer something different in the final third. Who starts up top? I would like to see Kudus up there. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? We have to wait and see what happens with Fulkrug. It looks like a bad one. Got a feeling Danny might start. Really, he's our only recognised striker now, or senior striker. But it was nice to see he was playing more of a. I mean, he almost played Ings and Kudus up front as a two. I quite like that. What we got? Going to say again under Potter, will under Potter we will be relegated. There we go. Akol will see. He looks decent. He just needs to get on the end of the clearances. Sufel is not done yet. You know, we are not one to get gassed up, but I would be promoting him. He suits this system. Besides Ollie, who's next coming through, do you think? Good question. Good question. I don't think Lewis yet. Not sure. Not sure. Kalen, no. It could. I mean, for me, it'd be someone like Junior, but I don't know if they'll take a risk on him personally. But that's just me. I've got answers right this moment. Well said already. We look at Beckett's already a bit better team. Bias sent spend Ings is yesterday's news. Somerville played their socks off. I said most of them haven't got the strength. That's the issue. We need a striker that can carry the ball and travel with pace. I think we don't hit enough in the box. The thing about Fulkrug in this system is he's perfect for this system because it's more about like a target man. Look at Brighton under Potter, like Glenn Murray. Glenn Murray didn't have the pace to beat anyone, but he was a target man. He'd hold the ball, he'd bring in players, he'd flick on, and that's exactly Fulkrug's game. It's just a shame now he's going to be out for a bit, I imagine. Kudus was sloppy. More like to be in a relegation battle. I don't think we will, mate, but we'll see. Suchek up front because he plays the ball back. I'd prefer international quality and someone who bullies defenders. Is there a chance we'll never see Fulkrug put on a shirt? No, he'll be about. We're chasing shadows after about 55 and struggling. Yeah, I agree. Anyway, peeps, I'm going to skedaddle. Thank you very, very much for your time. As per usual, we've only got a few more months till we play against David Moyes, isn't it? Anyway, take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Stay warm. It's fucking freezing, isn't it? It's fucking freezing. Give it a like. Give it a comment. Give it a share. Give it a subscribe. And now we look forward to Tuesday. And if you are going to the game on Tuesday, keep an eye on the socials because the fan zone, the Hammers fan zone, thanks to the West Ham Network, very special player is going to hopefully be there, and your opportunity to meet him, and he'll be on the West Ham Network next, probably week after next, doing an interview as well. But keep an eye on the socials; all will be revealed. All will be revealed. Anyway, much love. See you soon, everyone. Bye bye.